All praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakak Wadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom to the elect of the nation of Israel. This is going to be a video on how social media, podcasts, and rap music and all of these different things has basically led people into spiritual wickedness, man, and the things that people have normalized and that they think, oh, this is cool and this is the way to do things and this is how to be, right? Have become like a curse, man, and the things that people have been made to normalize are actually things that witches and people that are into witchcraft do, man, right? And I was looking up things, man, all right, because on all of these podcasts, one of the main trends that people are always talking about is about eating ASS, right? They're always talking about how they eat ASS, and that's like a charming thing. Women act like you're a right charmer these days, man. If you say that you do that, like saying that to a woman these days is like giving her some roses in this wicked world, man. Right? It's like giving a woman a bunch of roses if a man says that. The world's become weird, man. Right? But anyway, this is a thing called, and I believe I'm saying it the right way, right? Osculum in fame, right? And what it says about this thing, osculum in fame, is a witch's supposed ritual greeting upon meeting with the devil. The name means the shameful kiss or kiss of shame, right? Since it involved kissing the devil's anus, his other mouth. According to folklore, it was this kiss that allowed the devil to seduce women, and that's in this world the way how some of these men are seducing women, man. Right? These women are making out like men are Casanovas these days because they get down like this, man. Right? And I remember there's one guy that does all this content, like this red pill kind of content, right? And he even said, man, he said on his channel, and some people might know what I'm talking about, right? He said on his channel that once every now and again when women like do something to annoy him and he ends up having to leave away from him or whatever, right? And then they try and come back to him after they've rebelled against him or whatever kind of way, that one of the things he likes to make them do is he'll say they gotta eat a whole lot of ASS. That's what he'll say. And he even said he don't do it because he likes that to be done to him, right? He does it because he likes to see, or because he knows that the woman's gonna be ashamed and she's gonna act right after she does that to him, man. Which is all wickedness, right? This is all wicked things, man. Right? Now, when it comes to the script, when you're reading the scripture, man, you find out that there's certain things that are not people's business, right? And one of the things that it goes into is how a man's pretty much goes into how a man interacts with his wife, right? Which is true. But yet the scriptures also talk about how a man's not supposed to be a sodomite, right? And that includes a man doing things to men that are sodomy, and a man doing things to women that are sodomy, and women doing things to women that are sodomy, right? We're not supposed to do that at all, man. Now, outside of the realms of things that Yahweh says you're not supposed to do, there's no need for nobody to be in anyone's business in regards to how they deal with their wives, whatever, right? But there is certain things where you can be like, no, this thing, I am going to be in people's business about this, man, because this is off. Now, look at this image here, man, right? You can clearly see what's going on here, right? You can clearly see what's going on here, but in this world, right, these people are going on like that's a normal thing and a good thing to do, right? Which is proof that when it says in the scriptures, for we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against spirit, for we wrestle not against flesh and blood, man. Ephesians chapter 6 and verse 12, right? We wrestle not against against flesh and blood, but against spiritual wickedness in high places, man. Right? Roughly paraphrasing the scripture, Ephesians 6 and 12, right? Now, when you go down, you see another image of this, man. This is meant to be Satan on the throne, right up here in the top bit there. And then down here, what do you see taking place, man? What's that woman doing, man? What's that woman doing to a demon in this painting? What's she doing, right? But in this world, if they was talking about this on a podcast, they'd be like, man, yo, that's how I get down, yo. They'll come up to women on a beach, interviewing them, and that will be one of the icebreakers. That's an icebreaker in this world. It used to be an icebreaker might be what's your name, but now the icebreaker will be, can I eat your ASS? And then the woman will laugh or something like that, man. And there's also a trend in this world of women that they want to show how freaky they are, right? They want to show how freaky they are, and it's like a competition. But I'm still yet to see a competition of women boasting about how good they can cook, man. How about women have a competition about how virtuous they are? Where's that competition at? I've yet to see one of them competitions. But these women always want to talk about how they throat boats and throat goat and all of this. They want to talk all of that, right? Which if they are, that the only person that should know that a woman's that is their husband. That's nobody else's business, right? That's nobody else's business, man. That podcast spirit has led people to normalize something that is literally a thing that witches did and do. Let me read this. It says 16th century Swiss depiction of the witch's Sabbath from the Chronicles of Johann Jacob Wick. Note the excuse me, it says note witch performing the osculum in fame. It's a lock here. It says note witch performing the osculum in fame, not upon Satan himself, enthroned above, which is the image that I showed you here, right? You can clearly see on the throne, right? But upon one of his attendant demons, who has lowered his trunk holes for the purpose. You see what I mean? Like, but that's what people in this world are doing to each other, man. And that's considered normal. And if you was to go into most of these things, you'd find out that, man, this world is wicked as hell, man. Like the things that go on in this world and the people that are made to stay being alive, that the scriptures say are not supposed to be alive, man, is the reason why this world is so wicked. And if you don't believe that this world is wicked, just look up some of the things that happens in a prison, right? In a male prison or a woman's prison, right? Look up some of the things that people say that they do on these podcasts, man. Right? Listen to some of these people explaining and going into the stories and what people do in Hollywood, man. Right? I remember that I was listening to this woman, Jaguar Wright, that she's been coming out and talking about all the things that these people do. And she was going into a concoction of drugs that these down low men take, right? And as soon as she was going into the concoction, and she mentioned that one of the things that's in the concoction is a horse tranquilizer type drug, right? I was like, I know exactly why these demons would take that, man. Because they're trying to numb themselves so that they can carry on taking part in that madness. But if you have to do that, surely that's proof that that way of life is off, right? Surely that's proof that that way of life is wicked. All these people that think that alphabet lifestyle is righteous, right? Well, if it's righteous, how comes that is a lifestyle? How comes that is something that's used to bribe people, man? You gotta explain that. You got the churches promoting that and making it be a thing that's considered good to do and all that, and they're trying to promote it. But how comes that's a thing that once upon a time was a mental health disease then? So was they lying then? Or are they lying now? Which one is it? Right? Because we know that Esau's told a lot of lies. Once upon a time, they were saying we ain't even human. And they were saying that we got on Noah's Ark as animals that could mimic human sound. And I've seen the article. So no one can't tell me this ain't true. I saw the article. The article isn't even probably 150 years old, which 150 years is not really as long ago as some of us would think, man, because some of us, if our grandparents were still alive, would be 90 years old, right? So then that's their grandfather. That's when a time where their grandfather might have been alive. That's not long ago. That's like maybe 5 people in our family go back to 150 years ago, man. That's not long ago at all. So 150 years ago, they was trying to say, oh, we got on the ark as animals that mimic human sound, but we come to find out that we're the Israelites. And people are down with this kind of activity, right? People are down with this kind of madness right here, right? They're down with this, right? Women are down with this, right? Some of the most easily influenced people on the earth, women are, and then yet they think they're so smart, man. But they're so easily influenced into doing everything because they're just wicked. If we're telling the truth, women are wicked, man. And if you want to say men are wicked, yeah, they are. But no, no, in the pictures, these are all women doing this stuff, man. Women are wicked, man. And men are wicked too. But women are worse, if you ask me. Let me go into this. It said, during the years of witch hunts, many believed that witches worshipped the devil and paid him homage by kissing his posterior. So when people are doing that in this world, who are they paying homage to? Because I know they ain't paying homage to Yahweh by doing that. Because you pay your homage to Yahweh by praying to him. And Yahweh Shai told you how to do that. The Our Father prayer. That's how you do that. And this is the kind of thing that happen when you have Christianity talking about the laws done away with. Okay, the laws done away with. Their spiritual Israel. There's neither Jew nor Greek and all of that, right? But what makes you a spiritual Israelite when you ain't even doing the things that the Israelites were supposed to do anyway? How comes you think you're a better Israelite than the real Israelites when you're not even following the same laws that made them get cast out and made Yahweh have to die on the cross in the first place anyway? How dare you idiots say that, man? How dare you scumbag people say that, man? And you people are not good people, by the way. Anything that you can try and find out about us to say about us, all right. Well, if we're of the elect, you can't. None of that don't mean nothing, right? But what have you people been doing? In all the time that you people have been saying that the laws are done away with, what have you been doing instead? Then how you been living, man? Because we know that you've promoted and made that kind of activity of that alphabeting stuff and that rainbow community stuff, that rainbow flag. You've brought that into the church. You've brought that in there. We know this. The proof's out there, man. And then you have a guy like a Vocab Malone or somebody like that, right? That spends all his time talking about how we ain't this and we ain't that. But in that time, okay, if you don't believe we're the Israelites, fair enough, man. But spend some time taking the beam out of your own eye too. And watching what your people do. Because he's started teaching way more like the Israelites than the Israelites have started teaching like him. He's changed his appearance to where he wants to have facial hair and all of these things now. When before he was saying, oh, that don't matter. So why are you doing it then? Because he's trying to make himself look more honorable, man. He said the Edomites had in the wave and then doubled back on that. And now he's saying, oh, it don't matter and all that, don't abhor or Edomite. Why would you need to mention don't abhor something that don't exist anymore? That's stupid. And this video ain't even about that, but it all comes around and it's all linked, man. It's all linked because Christianity says the law is done away with. So then most of these people that are doing all of these kind of activity, they'll say they're Christian. They'll have a cross on their neck and all of that Christian stuff, man. They'll be doing that Christian stuff. But look at where this whole eating EASS goes to. It's literally a witch thing. Literally, look, man. You can see it. This is what these people are doing, right? And then people else might try and flag this with, oh, it's a bit too explicit. But then the people, a sexy red video will come on, and she's throwing a stanky thing all on the screen, right? To the point where, mate, I don't know what, I don't know what kind of woman that is. She might be from Benjamin, the tribe of Benjamin. How wicked she is, man. She's wicked, man. Her, Suki Hana, and all that. They might be Benjamites, man, because they're wicked, man. The main tribe that likes throwing it around like that, if you ask me, is the tribe of Benjamin, man. They be going in, jumping off the top rope, jumping off a shanty house, a foil shanty, a tin shanty house, putting a brick on women's pelvic bone and all that kind of madness. They might be Benjamites, man, with how wicked they are, man. Like all around the world, man. These people are being promoted to do all of these wicked things, right? But these things go back to things that are witchcraft, right? But these people will try and make out like, oh, nothing, no one believes none of that spiritual stuff. Everyone's talking all that Bible thing. We ain't on that Bible stuff, just leave us alone so that we can get down with science. And then people think that they're just doing their own thing when they go and say, I don't believe in the Bible no more. I just believe in life. I just believe in me. And then they'll say, oh, I'm about eating ASS because that's just normal, man. That's just a normal thing. Like that ain't nothing deep. But 10, 15 years ago, right? 10, 15 years ago, Jake wasn't on none of that. You understand? The Israelite woman back in like maybe 15 years ago, right? She wasn't talking about none of that kind of stuff like how they are now, right? They wasn't talking about no throat goats, none of that BS. They wasn't talking none of that. And like I said before, if a woman is that, that's between her and her husband, man. That's the only person that's supposed to know that. Men ain't supposed to be gossiping about women that they sleep with neither, man. Because that's meant to be your woman. But this world is just wicked, man. And that's why we even have to watch our own self that we don't get taken over by these wicked things, man. Because these things are spirits that are out there, right? Romans chapter 1, pretty much when you read it, goes into how there's certain people that, and I'm gonna post that scripture in the Romans. I'm gonna post a bit of Romans 1 in the description box or in the comment section after this video goes up, man. Right? Because when you read Romans 1, right, it goes into how there's certain people that they started off believing in God, but then they reject him, and through rejecting him, they start thinking that they know more, right? And then ultimately, God ends up giving them over onto wicked things. And even though these people really know that the judgment of these people is death, they still find pleasure in those people that do those things, and they do them themselves, man. That's what it goes into. The people that end up giving themselves onto these kind of things, onto that alphabeting and rainbowing, right? It's people that originally started off believing in the Lord, right? And that's why when we see a lot of these people that are doing these kind of things, right? It's because they rejected Yahweh. So when you're seeing a T walking around, right? Some big 6'3" T, right? Just know that there used to be a time when they was reading Psalms, and they was reading Proverbs, they was reading Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. They was trying to get into the laws to either a big degree or small, especially if it's an Israelite, a so-called Negro, Latino, Native American, and then there came a time where they rejected it. So then the spirits jumped into them, man. And the second the second state of the man or the woman is worse than the first. Doesn't it say that in the scriptures when an unclean spirit leaveth a man, that the spirit goes around desolate places seeking a habitation ultimately, right? And then when it doesn't find one, it says, you know what? I'll go back to where I used to live. And if it finds that space empty, right, it's going to move in and it's going to bring in some spirits worse than itself, man. Because it don't want to leave no more. So it's going to bring in some other spirits worse so that now I can stay living here because I tried to find a home somewhere else and I didn't find one. So now I'm going to bring in some even worse than me so that we stay here and we're going to get worse. And that's what you end up seeing when you see the state of these people, man. The people that are heavy into this kind of stuff, they ain't believing in Yahweh. They'll be more likely, right? They'd be more likely to go to P. Diddy's house than they would to want to listen to a Hebrew Israelite camp. They'd be more likely to do that. They'd be more likely to go to a P. Diddy barbecue in Hollywood somewhere than they would to watch an hour and a half, a 2 hour and a half video of the apostles teaching with a Bible opened, with a Bible dictionary opened, right, and with some highlighters and pens so that they can make notes in the borders of their Bible, right, or so that they can make notes in a notepad. They'd much rather do that. They'd much rather go to a twerk party and be watching these twerk demons, man, all day, just twerking all the time, man. When if a woman can even twerk, man, that should be a thing for her husband to know about that. But these days, women want everyone to know about it, man. And then that's why you've got people on this kind of stuff, man, on this kind of activity, right? And so lucky if this video is going long, like you could have cut it off if you want to, man. But this just has to be brought out to people to let these people know that they are thinking that, oh, the things that I'm doing, I've got origins and we're just making our own new wave. No, you're not. This ain't no new wave. Look at the date of when it says this picture was 1608. So you think that it don't originate back further than that? These things go back to witchcraft, man. And people try and say, oh, the Bible, King James 1611 Bible, that's old. Like, how do you know? How do you know that the King James 1611 Bible is blah 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 blah? How do you know that you're eating AWS doesn't go back to this kind of activity that's in 1608? How do you know that? How do you know that, bruv? Because these people want to try and make it, oh, I don't believe nothing that I ain't written. I don't believe nothing that no man written no book. I'm on my own thing. We do our own thing out here. Oh, no, you don't. You're copying what these people are doing from 1608, mate. Don't try and act like you're some deep guy. No, you're not, fam. You're copying what people in the past used to do yourself. So trying to mock us for copying some ancient ways of the Bible, you're copying some ancient ways of witches that were eating booty. So don't try and get on us for copying ancient ways on the right-hand side when you're copying ancient ways on the left-hand side, man. You people are going to recognize, man, that everything that happens in this world is based on spiritual things first, man. You people are going to live to realize that. And I'm going to end the video there, man. Right? Shalom to the elect of the nation of Israel. Shalom.